Hi, my name is Catherine Price and I'm a physical therapist. Today I'd like to go through a 10-minute exercise routine to address plantar fasciitis. My disclaimer is if you feel that any of these exercises are unsafe or harmful for you to be doing, please do not do them. First, I'm going to do a reading from Isaiah 52:7. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy God reigneth. Then Romans 10:15, and how shall they preach, except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. And we do have glad tidings of good things and good news. Jesus Christ has risen from the dead, and he is our hope and our salvation. So I'm going to start my 10-minute timer, and we're going to go through exercises or interventions that I have found to be most helpful with plantar fasciitis. I am going to have a few tools that I'll be using. I have a golf ball, a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball will work just fine. I also like the lacrosse balls that are connected, but one lacrosse ball or one tennis ball will work fine. And this is what you call a mochi ball. It can be heated and produce heat so that it helps loosen the connective tissue, which we're going to be trying to address. At the end, I'll also be using a frozen water bottle for ice massage, and a foam roller is going to be used as well. So these are just some of the tools that I will be using. And I'm going to talk to you and tell you about why we're doing what we're doing and the rationale behind it as well. So let's go ahead and start our timer. The first thing is what we're going to do is use the golf ball. The morning is usually the best time to be doing these. If you do have plantar fasciitis, it is usually the worst in the mornings. And what I'm going to do is take my golf ball and just go put pressure. And I do this standing because I want the pressure. Sometimes it would be too painful to put that much pressure on that connective tissue. And if that's the case, you can sit on the edge of your bed and not have your full weight. But if you can add pressure, I do like the added weight to it. So I'm going to stand and just work that plantar fascia, the connective tissue on the bottom of my foot. And I'm going to go ahead and work both feet. And you can spend a good 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes doing this. So we're just going to and it does not take that 2 or 3 minutes, and you'll be able to loosen the fascia enough to make changes. So the fascia, the plantar fasciitis, is the problem area. Now, we're starting there, and I'm going to address the fascia, but it is connected all the way up the leg to other areas of the body. If we think of our body, it's like a big blob, and it's got about 600 pockets. So our pockets of where our muscles are, but we have connective tissue that continues from one area to the next. So I'm just working my plantar fascia. Now, I like to use the 2 lacrosse balls. It's a larger surface area. It may not be as uncomfortable, so the golf ball actually may be more effective. But with me not having active plantar fasciitis at this time, I'll do this for prevention of plantar fasciitis. And so I'm just working the bottom of my foot. Now, if I get plantar fasciitis, it's going to be on this foot. I broke this foot and dislocated the pinky toe at age 19. So I am kind of reacting to an old injury, and the body is very good at healing itself. Okay. So we're just working the plantar fascia. You can go as slow as you would like to, just trying to get that fascia to loosen and relax. Now, just by working the bottoms of the feet, it affects that whole lower chain, that back line, all the way up the back of the legs. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a nice calf hamstring stretch, and that is just going to help to address the whole connective tissue from the bottom of the foot to the calf through the Achilles tendon. Now, in this position, what I'm going to do is toe extension. So I'm going to hold here, and then I do not have much toe extension, but I'm just trying to take my big toe and actively lift it up off the floor. So that activates the windlass mechanism. So when I do that, that medial longitudinal arch in my foot is going to increase, and the aponeuroses or the plantar fascia is going to tighten. And so I am actively pulling on that plantar fasciitis as I'm lifting that toe and giving that plantar fascia a little bit of an active stretch by lifting my big toe. So I'm just working on lifting that big toe and bringing it down. And I can focus on doing one leg at a time, pushing that heel down and then lifting that big toe. So I'm just lifting that big toe as high as I can and then bringing it back down. Again, I don't have much toe extension. Lift that big toe, lift that big toe. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is, this is what I call a fire log stretch. But I'm going to stretch the hip by bringing my hips into external rotation. So I'm going to stack the shins on top of each other. Then I'm going to take my elbow and I'm going to work in that arch. So I'm just going to work right in the arch, still working the plantar fascia. And so what we're doing here is we're stretching from the hip, and that outer line of fascia, which then is going to go into the peroneals, and the peroneals then is going to connect to the anterior tib, which those have an effect on the bones in the feet. So we're just stretching our lateral line while we're working the plantar fascia. So we're doing multiple things at once. Okay, then we're going to switch, and I'm just going to work the plantar fascia on my other foot and change the stretch in the hip and the fascial line all the way down to the foot on the outside. Okay. After I do that, I want to take my toes and I want to curl them just as hard as I can. You're going to almost feel the bottom of the foot want to cramp, and hold that for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want to spread my toes and extend my toes and hold for a 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then curl them and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And spread. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and curl. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and spread your toes. 2, 3, 4, 5, and curl. 2, 3, 4, 5, and spread your toes. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and curl. So you're just curling them as strong as you can. Should almost feel like a cramp on the bottom of the foot. And then spread. 2, 3, 4, 5, and curl. 2, 3, 4, 5, and spread them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and curl. 2, 3, 4, 5, and spread them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and curl. 2, 3, 4, 5, and spread. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to take the Moji ball. This is the heated ball. You can use a tennis ball, and that would work just fine. And I'm going to start at my calf, and I'm just going to go perpendicular back and forth across the muscle belly. So I'm just going back and forth, and I'm going to work my way all the way down close to the Achilles tendon. And you may feel some areas of tension, and if you do, you can spend a little bit more time on those areas and hold that. And we're just working our way all the way down. If you've got tight calves, when you go into dorsiflexion, when that foot comes up this way, it contributes to that windlass mechanism, where then with the toe extending, the arch is elevated and the plantar fascia is tightened, so it puts more of a stress or a strain on the plantar fascia. So having nice, flexible, pliable calf muscle is going to help take some of that stress off of the plantar fascia. And then I'm going to go perpendicular across the other side. Let's see how I'm doing. And with these exercises, you can spend more time on areas that need attention or seem to be more of the problem area. Okay. So after we've gone through and addressed those areas, then I'm going to loosen my anterior tibialis muscle. And that is going to be on the front of the shin. So I'm just going to roll forward and back using my foam roller. And again, you can spend 2 or 3 minutes on this. It just depends on what kind of tension you have in this muscle belly. And again, it connects to the foot bones and can have effect on the foot. So that's our 10 minutes. I do have just one more thing, and that is going to be then working on the strength in the ankle and in the foot. So what I like to do is go up onto your toe, and you're going to get in this position, and you can use a chair. And you want to try to hold yourself using 2 fingers, 1 finger, and then when you can, try to balance without anything. You want to build up to being able to do this for about 20 to 30 seconds, and you're going to feel all sorts of muscles working in your leg to stabilize and hold yourself in this position. I'm going to let go. I'm going to try to count 1, 2, and again, you can see I need to be working on this. So I'm going to go up onto the other side, and I can use 1 finger or 2 finger, and you're just stabilizing, and hold 1, 2, really try to engage those muscles to stabilize yourself. 2, 3. And those are some suggestions of exercises to help with the plantar fascia of the feet. God bless you. Have a great day.